Have you ever loved a movie so much that you wish that every extra bit, every pregnant pause was just left there for you to swim in, to just experience the full effort of a director's time? Superman, the 3-hour movie.
Hey. Yep. Classic opening.
Classic. Classic. Because someone hit the wrong button. I'm not going to say who that was.
Over here.
The assistant producer had a vision.
I did.
Yeah.
We did.
It's a nostalgia. It's a throwback.
Yep.
Just like the Superman. The Superman.
Everything about this show is going to be long tonight. Just get ready for it. We hope you have a comfy chair, several drinks ready to go.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe a snack.
That's how I watch this
protein
movie.
and
maybe,
carbs.
Yeah.
Maybe a diaper. It won't hurt.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Go
maybe,
for it.
Maybe something to kill the pain.
Yes. Oh. As producer Scott said, we are doing the 3-hour version of Superman.
Count them 3.
You are currently watching the Cult Show. Thank you for joining us.
This was a viewer pick, and how you can pick a movie, you sure can, people, but it's gonna cost you. It ain't free. You go onto our website, which I'm sure Caleb will tell you at some juncture, and then you purchase a film and we will watch it.
We should charge by the 90 minutes. We should have
We should
charged
have
double
charged
for
by
this.
the 90 minutes. Yeah. And
Could have quit. You too.
and then you buy our time and your film, and people have done this several many times, and tonight it's one of those nights. I don't think the 3 of us ever thought that we would watch a 3-hour cut of Superman. Scott, yes, easily would have watched this, but us 3, no, but we did.
So it's not so much you're buying a film as you're buying our sanity.
Yeah.
That's kind of more what happened. So
You're buying us for a low price for 3 people.
seriously.
Anyway, so we'll talk about all that. Superman needs no introduction. It is the story of an illegal immigrant who comes here to America and saves the motherfucking day, because as Hamilton says, immigrants, we get the job done.
There you go.
Hey.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. You guys are so
To
far
immigrants and Superman. Woo! Color.
Forgot to put that one back in color. Oops.
That's
We're
all right.
just, you know what? We're full of little
I'll produce it later.
bits and bobs today. My God, sir.
So, yeah, what have you done recently?
I've watched a little bit of a lot of things.
Okay.
So I watched a little bit of Love, Death, and Robots,
Oh, good.
the new season, just a little. I do enjoy that
Wasn't
program.
that first episode? I think it was the first one with the little miniatures.
Loved that.
Wasn't that just so adorable and like hysterical at the very end?
Mutually assured destruction, people.
Yes.
That's what it's all about. And then I watched the one called Spider Rose.
Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
my
That was
God.
pretty cool.
I died of cute aggression. It was so good. And that's all I watch of those.
Okay.
Just a reminder for those of us watching, it is a RuPaul All-Stars season right now. So, you know, for all of us that are watching that, we've started a little bit of the newest season of Doctor Who. Really like it. Really like Belinda, the companion this season. It's just so cute. Of course, it's baseball season, so gotta watch the best team, the Giants, as much as we possibly can, or listen to them on the radio. That is something I will actually listen to on the radio.
Oh.
And it, like driving the car stuff, and like it was funny because it's not until sports, until we might have to listen to a football game on the radio or a baseball game on the radio, that's gotten our how radio work. Like you just start pushing buttons on your car and you eventually find one and you're like, oh, it still exists.
It's still out there.
It still exists.
I mean, Caleb and I are on it every Thursday. We kind of keep trying to tell you it's still a thing.
Now that's a different one.
Keep giving a phone number out, trying to get people to call.
That's right.
So
But
far,
do
we,
you have it memorized yet?
No.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
And then I watched one film. I watched Bring Her Back,
Oh yeah. What's
which, very excited, very highly, highly anticipated. Loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was a masterwork and so beautiful and so good and moving. And there's a website that A24 made. Have you guys been on this website?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, just go
it's
looking
the one
for
that
it.
that is displayed when the VHS tape is playing.
Yeah, well, it's like where someone like that character would have bought such a tape.
Oh,
It's
okay.
almost like it's like a dark website.
Oh, wow.
And
Got
there's
it.
all sorts of little fun treats. And it was very, very cool, very spooky. And I felt like I needed to take a shower after being on that
I know,
website
it's-
because it's like, holy smokes. So when I was watching this movie, I was like, I'm enjoying. It's a little dark, pretty dark. I look over and Scott his soul has left his body. And he was just like in the fetal position, like a husk of a pistachio. And I was like, oh no, because I went into this pretty blind because I didn't want to know too much. I
Good
knew
for
just
you.
little things, because I was so excited about it. So I wouldn't have been able to tell him it's gonna maybe be a little hard for a sensitive, sweet summer child like yourself. You live, you learn. He still appreciated the filmmaking, just never, ever, ever wants to be in the same room with it again. He said it was like Heretic. No, what was it?
No, like
Was the one?
Martyrs.
No,
No, he'll know.
No.
Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a very similar story, about,
Okay.
I guess.
I don't
It has
know.
occurred to me I have already blocked large portions of that film.
He did the
I know,
same.
really. I'm trying to think. Wait a minute. What was it that was so disturbing about that movie? Maybe it's better if I don't remember.
I'll refresh your memory. No,
That's
just kidding.
true. Maybe we should have a watch party.
He
just
did
for
the
Scott.
same thing with The First Smile. The First Smile really, really got under Scott's skin.
Really interesting.
And he pretty much blocked that whole movie.
Okay.
So where does it stack in your tops so far?
Oh, it's up there.
Okay.
It's way up there. I mean, it's just there's this images that will just live in my mind rent free. And again, great performances.
Sally
I
Hawkins
love
is-
these
yeah, Hawkins
I
is
love these
amazing.
brothers. I love these brothers and their filmmaking. Amazing stuff.
Yeah. Just so creepy.
Yep.
And I was listening to a podcast today and they were talking about it and I totally forgot about the cutting up the cantaloupe and the.
Yes.
Oh yes, that's right. I
Oh.
remember now.
Oh my God!
my God.
Do you remember
No.
where the kid
Oh,
like
it's
picks up the
so-
knife and
oh.
like?
Oh, right. Okay.
There's a part in Talk to Me with the head slamming
Mhm.
that like that
Yeah.
one is also like, damn, they're just really good at that. They're just
Right.
really good at that.
They're really good at torturing kids.
Yeah. Well-meaning children. Yeah.
Look, y'all brought me along. I enjoy a little little bit of gleeful bloodiness and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that everything about that film is so uncomfy.
Mm.
Yeah.
You know,
No, it is, and Hereditary is the same way. It's just like
But
there's
see,
this constant dread, and that's a phrase we say over and over
but
and
how
over
do you
again.
figure producer Scott, who we were just talking about, another one of his favorite movies is The Menu, which is pretty dark, and also even though it's satirical, and Midsommar. So how do you
Yeah.
figure, Scott?
I don't consider The Menu to be a horror film. I don't consider it to be a horror. I think it's a brilliant piece of cinema that happens to have horror elements.
How many times have we heard this about horror movies in our career?
Yeah, a lot.
Lot.
It's a often
A lot.
What is
used
horror?
phrase
What is horror?
by those who are
The only thing that makes movie at the theaters anymore.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm supposed to answer in the form of a question.
Right. I have not done a lot. So I did watch Predator, Killer of Killers,
Is it the cartoon?
the animated.
I want to see it.
It's an anthology, but it's super hardcore, R-rated, mature only, lots of blood, and it's just like 3 different stories in different parts of time.
Yeah.
And it kind of ties into a couple of the movies.
Okay.
So, but overall, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I like bloody cartoons.
Me too.
And I read a book, Devil's Gun by Kat Rambo, which is book 2 of the You Sexy Thing
Love.
space opera.
I have not heard that song about Superman, but I will look it up. Sorry,
Okay.
answering a question in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
The chat.
In the chat. That's it. That's all I
Okay.
got.
All right. Well, you read a book. That takes a lot of time,
It does.
especially if I do it. So,
Well, you know.
but you had mentioned the OOOO, the right stuff, which of course is the New Kids on the Block,
It's
right?
the only song of theirs I know.
Okay.
Oh.
That's
yeah.
fine. I actually brought this up to
we
Caleb.
were just talking about this.
And I was kind of wondering, I'm going to pose the question now to everyone because it, in my mind, and that is, they're going to go back out on tour or whatever. They're going to like Las Vegas for whatever. And like, are they allowed to keep calling themselves the New Kids?
They are
They're not quite so
they're
new
not.
anymore.
They're not.
Okay, I was just wondering. I mean,
God bless.
God bless. Yeah. Give them right. But I mean,
Are they still dressing the same?
for the most part, I
Yeah,
mean,
they still have their like baggy overalls and.
they were a lot of them. They're wearing like leather jackets and a t-shirt and
Okay.
jeans, more look. I think they were on Good Morning America. That's where I saw.
I was
them.
gonna say no pants, like a Donald
Right?
Duck.
No pants.
Yeah.
No, and I'm so happy for the New Kid fans because like I love like NSYNC was like and Backstreet Boys is like my boy band era, so it's like I get it.
Okay.
No,
I get it.
if you have something that is still paying you millions of dollars a year,
Maybe, hopefully.
they'd have to.
I would
right?
say hundreds a year, maybe.
You
No.
could all go to their producer. Who knows? Or
Maybe,
something.
but,
Mindy says she is a blockhead. I guess that's what.
Never heard that.
That's what they're called. I didn't know that either.
Blockheads, nice.
So,
nice.
Nice, Mindy. Okay.
Yeah, I say good for them.
Good on you.
Good on
Good
you,
on you.
New Kids.
Yeah.
Same time.
All right. I
Blockheads.
watched a film called The Devil's Candy.
I've seen that.
You know The Devil's Candy?
Yep.
What did
I've
you
seen
think of The Devil's Candy? Do you remember it?
I remember when I saw it. It's been a little bit now. It's the
Yeah.
same guy who directed Loved Ones,
Okay.
right? And he's also coming out with that shark one that looks fun, right? Saw this
Oh,
one?
right, the
Yeah.
Sharky one.
And
Yes.
The
I
sharky one?
remember
The-
the Devil's
The animals, something animals.
Dangerous
Oh,
Animals.
Dangerous
the
Animals.
People Chum movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember Devil's Candy around when it came out. For whatever reason, the horror circles I was in, massively hyped.
Okay.
So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, okay, I enjoyed it." But it's a good movie. But I like the Loved Ones like way more. Like
Okay.
if I was just comparing his efforts.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it was
good.
one of those. It was
Yeah.
like a flyer. You know, I'm like, I was on. I think it was Shudder. I think, and I was just kind of looking. I'm like, I've never seen this one. I should watch it eventually. And I kind of did, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was
I
kind of
like
funny.
the poster. I remember I liked the poster a lot.
But it's Ethan Embry
Yes.
Mm.
was the main character, and he did like long hair and
Wow.
thing, and he did a pretty good job.
He's back from
So-
my day of like speaking of boy bands, like back in my magazines.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, they were trying to push him real hard on us. And he was
I
already
was
a
gonna say,
little
he was
old.
in National Lampoon's Vegas
Yeah, I think
Vacation.
it was Vegas.
Like, and this was even before that thing you do.
Yeah, Vegas was.
Can't
Yeah.
hardly wait.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I know he's an interesting guy because you talked about him once on a podcast he was on or something that
Did
you
I?
listened to. You told me. Tell me about what he was saying. He sounded like he's a interesting dude. Anyway,
Sure.
okay.
I don't remember.
That's okay. That's okay. Let's see. Love, Death, and Robots. Covered it.
Oh, you like it?
Like it. Good show. It's good.
you
Go
watched all of
fun.
it?
Yeah, up to date. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. And it's fun because it always goes back to cats. There's always eventually there's a cat tie-in, so which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Producer Scott and I watched Blazing Saddles last night.
At
And
the
we had a
cult film
darn good
series?
time. The cult film series. That's right. Blazing Saddles. Michael was there. It was a fun, sold out crowd. Everyone hooting and hollering. It was a good time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then finally, last week on Father's Day, I went to a concert and watched Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, aka OMD.
OMD.
Don't know OMD.
You
You,
know.
do know OMD.
Not by name.
You
Yeah.
do, because they have a song that I put here because I knew you'd probably say you didn't know.
Well, I don't know it by
And
name.
the song is "If You Leave." Scott can cue it up real quick.
If you
We'll get
leave.
three notes in. No. If you
The-
leave,
the
don't
song from
leave
Pretty
now.
Pink?
Yes,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
good. Very good.
Yeah, my favorite John Hughes
We
movie.
need a brownie. One got a brownie. We need a brownie for Santa.
I don't need sugar.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So, and then they have a lot of other songs too. That if you're into that type of music, but
As I always say, it's my favorite John Hughes movie, and I think it has like a hella good soundtrack too.
okay,
That
yeah.
one. Yeah.
So that is the one. That's their most popular song. But it was cool. I always enjoy watching bands that you hear their music for your entire life, practically. You know, especially songs like "If You Leave." It's very iconic.
Very cool.
So, anyway, it was a good time, and it was Father's Day because I bought the tickets last June. It was supposed to be in September, and then they postponed it until Father's Day of 25.
Well, you're a father. You deserve to celebrate.
I did deserve that. Thank you. That's the extent of pretty much what I did. I did want to make a note that today is the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year, which means thank God tomorrow is shorter and it starts going back
to our
to the way it should be. Darker,
The way God
darker-
intended.
darker days.
Yes, unfortunately,
Yes.
producer Scott is not happy. Though technically, there's still super
Yeah,
lots of summer and
Yes.
brightness
There's
There's
left.
still lots of
days?
heat to deal
Yeah.
with.
It literally it gets shorter faster than it gets longer.
I don't know about that.
Like it really does. Like all of a sudden, a month from now, it's going to be like, oh my god, the days are so short.
See, I always feel it's the opposite. Like 1 minute it's 5 o'clock, I step out of work, it's dark, and then the next day I'm like, why the hell is it still light out here?
Because of daylight savings time.
Same thing could go.
Didn't we vote to stop that, or am I crazy?
We
Like,
voted to take a look at it.
I think one of them like
That's what
We
it
voted.
was.
We voted on the concept of a plan.
Yeah.
We voted on a concept.
That's
of
exactly
plan.
it.
I think it was like Marco Rubio or something before he became an ass. I mean, the ass that he is now. But
When he was a little
when
ass.
he was a little smaller of an
Yeah,
ass, he was
yeah.
just a hair on an ass. But he was I think he put forth, if I remember right.
Yeah, he was like daylight.
And I'm like, yeah, good.
Yeah.
I hate to
I know.
agree with,
Agree.
It's like the one thing we can
Yeah.
all get behind.
Yep.
except for
And
producer
that's
Scott.
see, that's us reaching across the aisle.
He was
Anyway.
a foal, a baby donkey.
That's right.
Awful.
And Skookum, no, OMD was the headliner of this show at the what did I say it was the Fox Theater? Is that what I said?
The Fox
Yeah,
Theater
Fox Theater
in
in
Oh,
Oakland.
that's such an
So,
awesome
isn't that a
theater.
great
We
It is a pretty
cool
love
venue.
the Fox
Yeah.
Theater. Who opened for them?
A band called Walt
Disney.
Disco. Walt Disco.
It's a cute name.
So close.
They're from Scotland, and I've never heard them before, and they're interesting.
I like their name.
They're interesting.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. Okay,
Fox Theater has like a stage door kind of like extra ticket price that you can get. It's worth
we did
it.
not do
The
that.
Oh, the
Do it.
VIP. Oh
Yeah.
my
Do
god.
it. It's worth it. It's
Do
worth
it.
it. It's
Oh my
excellent.
god, dude.
Okay.
You will feel like you are who's the Jeff Bezos. You're gonna feel like you're Jeff Bezos.
Private
living that life.
bathrooms, special free food,
Wow.
your own private bar,
Mints.
a place to like sit
On my
down
pillow?
and relax in the middle of the show.
Oh, and they have screens in there, so if you're like, I just want to chill for a minute, but still watch the show, you can.
Got it. Oh, okay. Skookum's saying that they opened 40 years ago. That's very possible. Yes. For any of those bands, probably.
Those would be awesome shows.
Yeah.
Skookum.
And then otherwise, we talked about cult film series. I forget to mention it from time to time because my brain sometimes fails to work. However, in July, we are having some awesome titles. July 3rd, patriotic horror. Patriotic horror. Return of the Living Dead and Uncle Sam. How awesome is
Wants
that?
you
Yes, he
to
does
go
want you.
to the cult film
We
series.
talked about Return of the Living Dead on this
We
program.
have.
We have. Yeah.
And then,
Red, white,
yeah,
and
that's
blue.
good. Go ahead.
So this isn't something we usually do, but we could. Michael, who bought the film, is a very massive Superman fan. Probably like your biggest fandom that you're into, probably. So Michael had some little treasures to show off, and if you're a Superman person like him, this will be really cool. So thank you for bringing some treasures to show. A little show and tell. And like, if people ever wanted to do this, I don't know how they would, but if you had some like, I don't know, thing you wanted us to do when we talked about your movie, we'll probably do it within reason.
Yeah.
I mean, don't go crazy. Don't mail yourself here. So first of all, it comes in a reusable Superman tote. And when Scott saw this, he felt very nostalgic because this is like, when he thinks of Superman, this is like his Superman. But it's cute. It's got a little conch strip on the side. Lots of full color. It's very cute. Then, but wait, there's more. So, we're kind of gearing up because in about a month, the new Superman movie directed by James Gunn
James Gunn
is going to be out.
Correct.
And I like James Gunn. I think we all have some James Gunn things we like. I've watched the trailer. I am pretty hyped about it. I'm pretty excited for this new Superman. So, in case you're wondering what the figure looks like, that's like, I never know exactly how to describe these. They're the one that's about the size of a Barbie. This is the new figure, and I don't want to take it out of the plastic because it could be corrupted if removed. The sculpt looks pretty nice. Looks like the actor that's playing Superman.
Put your hand up, other side.
What's that actor's name who's playing this Superman?
I have no idea.
Yeah. That guy. So yeah, it's a nice sculpt on there, and it's got like, it's like printed on. You know, a lot of us fans of things, people like figures and stuff. So if you're into like collecting the figures, we dabble, but we're not really big figure people. Then I thought this was pretty cute. So like Superman dog. Crypto is in the new movie coming out. I'm sorry, he's not my guy. But I'm excited for the dog. So this is Bullseye, the Target mascot, dressed as Crypto, really. It says Bullseye as Superman. But and this is a Target exclusive. And so there he is. And then, like, in his hand, he has a little Target shopping bag, which is, like, so ridiculously cute. Yeah, so I thought that was a very cute little collab that Michael found. And it's a Funko Pop.
Nice.
And then I think this is probably my favorite thing that Michael brought, which is this Superman comic little compendium here, the official comic book stories that inspired the new movie. And I flipped through it, and really beautiful illustrations. And so this is the 2005 to 2008 12-issue run All-Star Superman. This is some of, I don't know if it's the whole, is it all of them? No, it can't be, it's too short. But so it's some of these All-Star Supermans, written by Grant Morrison and illustrated by Frank Quitely. And this is, James Gunn says, and it's quoted in here, All-Star Superman is the thing that we borrow the most heavily from. Our plot has nothing to do with All-Star Superman, but some of the aesthetics of what Grant wrote and what Frank drew were incredibly influential. They also had that sort of science fiction and the idea of Lex Luthor as a mad scientist sorcerer, and the giant, the monsters and the threats and all that. The Silver Age look through a green lens, which I thought was really beautifully worded. It's really, really, really nice illustrations in here. So pick you up this. Why not? If you're wanting to get ready for the film and you want to get hyped, they got all kinds of merch waiting for you. Who doesn't love some fun merch?
Where does one find that magazine, Michael?
I got it at Walgreens.
Walgreens.
You might be able to find it at
I've seen
Walgreens.
Target.
You might, yes.
Okay,
And
and also
other
at Target.
retailers. All right, so thank you, Michael, for the show and tell. For the Superman people, they're going to go feral for that. We might have to escort you to your car later.
Wouldn't that be fun? Awesome. And then, of course, people can always look us up online on our website, because there's a store there where if you don't want to buy just Superman stuff, you can buy some of our stuff. Because, yeah, we do have stuff. Caleb said, I don't want to wear the stuff tonight. I refuse. Even though we sent him the memo and everything.
Sent many memos.
We did.
We didn't.
It's okay, though. Anyway, would you at least share with the people where they can find us?
If you go to www.
It's got jukes.
Did you get that? Good.
/store. /store.
Jokes. We love the jokes today.
That's where you find it. And otherwise, don't forget CULTSHOW Radio. You can find us there. Go look it up. Okay.
Go look it
Let's
up.
throw up a bumper and get this going. We're already running late.
All right.
Twice the Jake.
Twice the Jake. Twice.
We told you this is going to be a longer show.
And Scott did give Michael a choice of bumper. We'll throw that in no cost.
Right.
So
Gravy.
this is the 1978 Superman. But not the one you're thinking. This is the one that was the made-for-TV version, so they lengthened it to fit it over 2 nights. Is that correct? So they would be kind of equal, like an hour and a half each night or something with commercials, 2 hours-ish.
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
I thought it was a night of torture for the country. 4 hours.
So, in case you're like, who's Superman? Never heard of her. Let me tell you. An alien orphan is sent from his dying planet to Earth, where he grows up to become his adoptive home's first and greatest superhero. This was directed by Richard Donner, and screenplay by Mario Puzo, which I didn't see
that was kind of
coming.
weird,
Yeah.
right?
And
I don't
of
think
course,
they actually used anything he did, though. It was a big clusterfuck. So
Oh.
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster, original creators. Yeah, there's other people credited and uncredited with the screenplay, so it makes me think there was some drama.
Anything's possible.
for sure.
Who wants to start with their Superman experience?
I don't know. I mean, Caleb, you want to try?
Sure.
You know what I mean? Producer Scott. I don't know.
You want me to go?
Yeah,
I'll
you go.
All right. This movie sucks. I hated it. I was so bored. I fell asleep a couple times. I did not like it at all. It was so long.
Now, is this version of Superman or all Superman?
This is
Shots fired.
my second movie-going experience
With Superman.
with Superman. So I know I saw it then.
Was that in 78?
And yeah, somewhere around there. Maybe later.
You were
Movies-
little then.
I was, yeah. It scared the shit out of me, actually.
Oh.
That I do remember. Like the earthquake scene especially was like, oh my God, what's going on here?
We could have a therapy session about what's happening
I
here.
know I must have seen it again at some point, but I can't remember that. I mean, like things seem familiar. I don't know what was added I mean, I can guess of some of the things because it's just like, this is going
Seems
on
excessive.
way too long. I mean, Otis's 10-minute intro is like, oh my God, like,
Yes.
fucking enough already.
Yes. So,
Like, I mean, how long can you watch a guy just walk down the subway eating things?
about 15 minutes.
A better question is, how long can you listen to John Williams' beautiful henchman score?
So hold on, we need to dig a little deeper on this. So have you watched any other Superman properties?
I have.
Smallville.
I have.
What do you think of?
Well, I haven't seen Smallville. I've
Okay.
seen the Brandon Routh, however you say his name,
Yeah.
the Superman Returns.
Uh,
I didn't hate that.
What do you think
I know
about-
a lot of people did, but he's basically just ripping off Christopher Reeve. In his like delivery. I mean, he looks just like him. He sounds just like him.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to say like, oh, that was better than Christopher Reeves. I like Henry Cavill.
I like Henry Cavill.
I liked his Superman very much. I liked the movie very much.
You'd rather watch that than this?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about did you ever watch Lois and Clark? Was that the show?
No.
Lois and Clark? No.
No.
I didn't either.
No.
Okay. So like Superman in general, like as a figure,
Yeah, he's
okay.
He's a guy.
He's okay. The world's okay as superhero.
He's a cheat code. He's too strong. He's too powerful. Like, give me some flaws. My heroes need flaws.
I'm with you on that. I like I said, I'm a villain's girl.
Or not a flaw, like just something that holds them back,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's
He does have
Peter
some.
Parker not having a lot of money and trying to balance, going to school and
Mhm.
dating,
Yeah.
or Batman with his bullshit trauma.
Well, Superman
or,
does have a
like,
Superman does have a pretty severe allergy
It's true.
sure.
to kryptonite. No, I find this very
And
fascinating.
boy, doesn't that get discovered pretty easily.
Yeah, he just like throws it right the fuck out there, and lead. That's pretty funny. No, I find this very, very fascinating.
This was, Michael, I'm sorry, but this was not enjoyable for me.
You almost killed
like,
Caleb.
at all. But I was hate watching for so long. And when you have a 3-hour movie, that's a lot of hate watching.
This is so fun. Oh my god.
We promised to watch it. We did not promise to like it.
No, we never promised to like the films. Producer Scott?
I liked it. Caveat. I loved the last 2 hours of this film.
Okay.
This is a great Superman film
All right.
if you remove the how he came to Earth portion of the story.
Mhm.
I actually really liked most of the added material once he gets to New York. I really mean it. I actually really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like an hour in.
Yeah, oh yeah. No,
a good hour in.
The first hour, I wanted to tear my eyes out of my skull. I'm sorry, Michael. The first hour is unwatchable. I don't need to watch that planet be destroyed for 20 straight minutes.
Oh, it goes on and on. You will see every crevice of Krypton.
I don't need to see Marlon Brando wax poetic on science and philosophy as a hologram. I don't need any of it.
Hey, why are they all so old? Why are they all
I know.
Is everybody old on Krypton?
like, I mean, I don't know. The planet's dying because you're all are about just to die soon from old age. Like, everyone on the planet is old.
It's old ass planet.
It's,
Full of old ass white people.
Oh, yeah, that's another thing. They are all white.
They are all white. That's the Ubermensch. And like, not to get too ahead of things, but like, we spend literally, I mean, what, like an hour with his super Jor-El,
Yeah.
Super
and we
father, super
spend
dad.
like 2 minutes of screen time with the father who actually raised him
That's true. Yeah.
before he
I know.
dies.
And I would say, like, that scene where he goes, "Oh no," I actually went like, "Aw,"
Yeah.
like I was touched by that, but I didn't have any connection to him because we didn't see
Yeah.
We
him
didn't
at
see
all.
him at all.
At all.
Yeah. And I mean, I like the trend that movies are making now, where it's like, hey, we all know how Batman became Batman. We all know how Superman became Superman. We all know the origin stories of all of our favorite superheroes. We don't need it anymore. In a world where we kind of accept that now, which I actually like the origin story in the original cut of the Superman movie, just to be clear. Oh. But all of the added stuff works really well in that kind of a cut of this film, and I would be very happy with a 2-hour version of this movie.
Got it.
After he gets to New York.
Well, the OG one, according to IMDb, runs 2 hours 23 minutes.
Yeah.
So
this is only 40 minutes of Marlon Brando.
Just another 2 hour or hour and 10 minutes added.
Neil.
Yes. All right. My complicated.
I will. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
So yeah, I don't have any issue with the original version. This version I have many issues with. I like having some of the origin in there, but like everyone else, I did not need 20 minutes of Krypton falling apart. Mm-hmm. I didn't need that weird dude in the silver helmet racing through the hallways to go
tinfoil head.
To go whatever.
We'll talk about him.
To go find. I guess he's worried that aliens are gonna read his brain or something, so he's got the tinfoil on.
The way all of us watching the movie were like, "Was this?"
Yeah.
This wasn't.
Was this?
Yeah.
So and then and like everyone else said, when he finally gets to New York, I did hit pause to see how long it was, and I was like, oh, it's only been an hour and 13 seconds. It took an hour. So it goes on. That's the thing about this movie. It really goes on. And then there's parts of it, where I'm just like, oh my God, I get it. It's enough already. I've seen Ned Beatty walking around the streets. I've seen Krypton falling apart. I've seen the end with the catastrophe for another 5 hours. It felt like it's just kind of like, I don't know. Maybe in 1978 or when did this TV thing come out? Do we know the year this came out on TV? 80. Okay, somewhere in the early 80s. Michael is saying it was different back then. Over 2 nights, people were excited because I don't know. But for me, the best part of this,
we didn't have every option available. So
there's that.
This was like, oh my God, new content.
Right. New content was probably a big deal. You're right.
Yeah.
But again, for me, the best part of this film is the opening credits. So I like the theme song with the opening credits. I like how the theme song builds.
The best part.
Best part. And then that to me is the best part.
Yep.
So the first, it's not even the beginning of the movie because you have to go through the curtains opening and then there's a black and white something or another. And then other things happen. I don't even remember, but it's like, anyway, yeah.
So, in general, do you like Superman, or you?
I could care less. I could care less. I don't know about any superhero though.
No, Neil's not a superhero person. Yeah, absolutely.
I could care less.
We like villains.
I am a fan of villains.
I'm a villain girly. You're a villain girly pop, and we like. Well, I'm speaking for Bullis, but I like, Batman's like my favorite superhero. I do like the little darkness. I like a little funk. I like a little weirdness in there. So Superman and we're like oil and water. Said I watched this movie with my sister, brother-in-law, and Scott, who are all major Superman fans. And even, we were kind of cracking wise a little bit here and there because some of the silly things and then some of the added things, there's a little goofy elements to this film. But I tried very hard because I thought you guys, I don't know, I knew you didn't like superhero movies, but I thought you were going to be like really kind. And I thought you might like this. So I thought I don't know. So I was like, I'm going to watch this and I'm going to specifically note out things that I did enjoy because Superman, 1978 Superman, is not an objectively bad film. It's not an objectively problematic film. So for now we're talking about the white people of Krypton, kind of rethinking my opinion on that. But it's just not my cup of tea. So I'm going to specifically note things that I liked.
Okay, you're going to be kind.
I'm going to be kind.
So again, I remember seeing the original in the theater with my father when it came out. I was young, but I do remember. I remember doing it, and of course, I probably loved it then, or thought it was great, or whatever. But and again, I have nothing. Original film, Christopher Reeve grew up with him, and I got nothing wrong. I don't have nothing against it at all. It's just this one.
Yeah.
It's too
No, it's just the
darn long.
length of it and the added stuff just made me hate all the other stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did not balance out for
yeah.
no.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. That's like not how a edit should go.
It's true.
Probably a good editor, worth every penny.
Yeah, they
As we
make the
saw-
film.
Pay them.
As we saw from the original edit.
Yeah.
Blame it on the edit. Blame it on the edit. We could all agree that John Williams, bit of a goat, though.
Yeah, of
Bit
course.
of a goat.
Of course.
Your favorite part.
My favorite part. I do like this theme song a lot.
I do. Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a great score. John Williams, goat. I wrote down here. I can't even make this joke I was gonna make. I was like, Jesus Christ, we're turning into the Marlon Brando appreciation channel. That is not
That's a good
ever
point.
going to happen. Don't worry.
2 Brando films in a row.
I know.
We actually spent a good chunk of time today talking about what an ass Marlon Brando was again.
Yeah.
And again, though, he didn't do a bad job.
Nope.
No.
He acted fine.
Yep.
And he looked fine in his white wig. And,
Yeah.
you know,
But he pulled the same shenanigans, like, oh, I'm gonna do it with an accent. I'm gonna, you know.
And apparently wouldn't memorize lines.
And was paid a shit ton of money for this.
Yeah.
A shit ton. 3.7 million plus 11.75% on the back end for a total of $19 million.
Holy,
Wow.
and this is 1978.
This is 1978. And he had to complete all his scenes in 12 days.
they gave him almost 12%. Dang.
Yeah, that's how bad they wanted.
Marlon
To get this
Brando.
done.
They were like, we have to have Marlon Brando.
I mean,
or
he
we
is
have
billed
nothing.
pretty
Right.
high up on that
Oh, he's
poster.
like number one, isn't
So,
he?
yeah. I mean, you have to.
Gene Hackman was paid $2 million.
Wow.
Christopher Reeves was paid $250,000 for 2 movies because originally they were filming
Yeah.
them both at the
Simultaneously.
same time.
I feel like they overpaid Marlon Brando.
I mean-
a little bit.
I feel like they should not have had Marlon Brando at all.
Maybe
I feel like
not.
Marlon Brando actually detracts from the film.
Oh,
Mm.
maybe too recognizable.
Too recognizable and too boring.
He's kind of boring. This role's kind of boring. I haven't.
Wow, Neil's face.
I mean, I don't know. It's just. I don't know to
it's
say
Marlon
it's
Brando.
his fault versus any other actor, though. I don't know.
He didn't help matters, though. He
Didn't.
doesn't have to be a dick.
They don't have to be a
That's
dick.
different than what's
we-
on screen. I'm
you
talking
know.
about. I'm not talking about off-screen stuff.
But
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
hard, yeah.
They also kind of did Krypton dirty, in my opinion. Like, it's not a
Yeah.
place that I feel like I would want to go visit.
Me
Like,
neither.
like, what is it? Ice? Is
That's
it
a good point.
crystals? Is
Yeah.
it?
I have in
what-
my notes
What
here-
is it?
Ice Planet Hoth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming it's some sort of crystal because all their
Yeah.
all their information discs are in crystals. But
And all their white glowing outfits.
yeah.
Oh, I actually really like the glowing outfits. I actually think
Okay.
those are fire. And Scott looked up how they did that for me, and it's like a rotoscope-like effect.
So you know,
I think
like
that's cool.
like road signs, when you shine a light at it, it will always reflect the light back where the light came from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same type of material. It's like microcrystals, and so there was like a light right next to the camera lens, and the light would bounce right back.
I think for time, for budget and stuff, I think it has a really cool effect
Yeah.
because it looks
fine.
very
Yeah.
alien.
Yeah.
Do we like seeing General Zod and the gang?
It's
in the
kind of
beginning?
funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I called them the Cenobites.
General Zod, Ursa, and Non.
Non. Like the bread?
Like N-O-N, not N-A-N.
Oh.
When everybody says
I know I want
guilty,
I know.
Guilty.
Guilty.
I didn't like
Guilty. And they're like old white man voices. Guilty.
yeah, I don't love that. Guilty.
Musical theater man voice.
Guilty. Look
was
down.
Fatality.
Look down. Jor-El has a lightsaber. I don't know. I was starting to see like a lot of Star Wars. See, and it's hard
Yeah.
because as a massive Star Wars fan, you see these other things that are kind of sci-fi fantasy as well, and it's like Star Wars look
They
better.
have actual props and sets from Star Wars in this film, like the computer console that Lex is using at one point.
Shaking my
Okay.
head.
That is from the Death Star.
Oh, this
Oh,
was-
so I thought I heard boo.
You heard right. You heard correct.
so this was filmed at Pinewood. Studios.
there you go.
In London, England.
London town.
Which is where Star Wars was filmed.
All right.
Okay.
I read something about,
They pulled
and I
some stuff
did
out.
not have time to go back and look at that. They started filming in Rome,
Oh, naturally.
but Marlon Brando had a warrant out for his arrest from Last Tango in Paris
Wow.
for obscenity
Wow.
related crimes or something. And so they had to suddenly pivot. And that sounds weird to me. Like, I don't know how you would do that quickly, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to make a point of that, you know? Like bring it up. And
Note for the
this
record.
may be true. It also may not be true.
The record states.
But yeah, Last Tango in Paris is a pretty wild film if you've seen it.
Yes.
Yeah. No, thank you. No, I've never again. Drell has a lightsaber. I want to mention
Okay.
that. Oh, you get put in a piece of glass that ninja flips through space for all time.
Help me!
The Phantom Zone.
That's a bummer.
That is.
Yeah, that was kind of
That's what you get for trying to, start a coup.
That was kind of scary when you were 4 years old watching this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
But it's okay, little Caleb, because
You're
you're going
now
to escape in the second
two-dimensional.
one.
They'll be back.
I had no idea what a sequel was. I didn't even have television at the time. I didn't know what was going on.
You know what's funny
That's
is
why
we're-
he's so two-dimensional in the second film. He never
Funny.
really
He
escaped.
never really got
Funny.
out.
never really gotten out. We're talking about the dad and all the Krypton men, and I want to know more about Mom. I want to know more
Lara?
about the ladies because her hair and her makeup was, mwah.
Oh, that's classic 70s.
I loved it.
disco.
Yeah, disco
She was
queen.
a disco queen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that, and I
Very
just want
much
to know,
so.
like, I want if we're gonna spend all this time watching Krypton fall apart, I feel like maybe we could have spliced in a few moms seeing this
Yeah.
movie. I don't know. I want to see what
I'm
the
just saying, like on her off days, she was
Right.
partying at London's equivalent of Studio 54 for
Yeah.
sure.
They were at the
You know,
Krypton discotheque, and I could see
Sure.
Marlon Brando came on in his platforms and his
Right.
glowing white suit, bounce, 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 doing
And he
his
probably had the white paint on from Moreau.
Moreau, of
probably.
course, yeah. His
And
white
that,
wig.
that hides the coke better. So
All the better to hide my coke habit, my dear.
I basically see a whole Saturday Night Fever thing playing out, but on
For
Krypton
sure.
Yeah.
between the mom and Marlon, and
yeah.
He's
How he was
He's all. I
conceived.
work a lot. I work real hard on this wig, and then you go and mess it up.
pulls her in a spin. And you just hear the Bee Gees. I'm a woman.
Are they on roller skates also?
Yeah, absolutely. At some point. Done. Okay. Can we move on?
We're like 5 minutes in.
On this other diatribe
We told you it was going to be a long
on
episode.
episode.
Put in for overtime on this one.
Please. Okay, let's talk about the guy, the assassin ghost cop, tinfoil head.
Oh, we're still on Krypton. Okay.
Is it weird? I kind of liked him. Is it weird?
Yeah,
I kinda
that's
thought it was
weird.
cool.
That's weird.
That's really weird.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
weird.
I thought it was cool because it was weird. I liked that it was
Like,
weird.
he's the executioner, and they're going like.
Right.
Yeah.
But why?
It's
Okay,
kinda
so
dark
here's the
and
thing:
funky.
like Marlon Brando steals some electricity and lies to them, and they're like they send it to kill him. Why didn't they just kill General Zod?
Yeah.
Like what? I mean,
Was he for sure going to kill him or just detain him and put him in the Phantom Zone?
You
Yeah,
got
I,
put
thi- I
him
think
in
he's going to
fence.
arrest him. Then, put
Yeah,
him on
I
trial.
think they're a non-killer.
Guilty. Oh,
they're
Doc,
in on-kill state.
Doc Pretorius and anyone else joining us. Quick recap. Trying to be kind. Hated it. Okay.
No, not hate, because I'm not as
And I
dire.
liked a solid 2/3 of it.
And Scott, Superman fan.
All right.
It's too long. Too long.
So yeah, that guy, the ghost assassin cop guy, I thought it was weird and funky, and I was here for it. As we mentioned, immigrants make this country great. Thank you, Superman. The planet.
Blows up,
Oh my God, it's
and it takes forever.
like the same people diving.
Yeah.
They go, "Ah," and then like a rock falls, and then they go, "Ah," and then the
Right.
rock falls.
And Jor-El has this profound line before sending off little, what's his name? Kal-El? Kal-El into space, where he says, "The son becomes the father, and the father the son." Like
Like
What?
fucking
What?
what the hell does that mean?
deep. Deep, Jor-El, deep.
That's probably a line he just made up on his own.
Yeah, we know that Marlon Brando didn't like to memorize things and make up lines, and he was like, "God damn, that was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Write that one
Oh
down."
my god.
No, there's actually a little part that I like. He says something, where he says like, talking about the people of Earth, and he's like, they want to be great. They need your help.
They want to be, but they're primitives because they're like
Yeah.
1,000 years behind us.
Was he wrong? Not really.
I would say he was definitely wrong on the first part.
So Superman travels, and
Yes. Now, if we're to believe the pictures that were being shown, Krypton is in a different galaxy
6 galaxies away, I believe.
than the
It's
Milky
really
Way.
far.
Correct?
yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
So
I
this
love-
is kind of explained though later on, and this I feel like is added material
Mhm.
because at one point, he landed, whatever, how many years it was, 12 years
Mhm.
ago. But Jor-El, as a hologram, tells him that Krypton exploded like tens of
1,000
thousands of
years-
years ago.
Okay.
So it's like, okay, so it's about 10,000 light years away, maybe, or maybe he can travel faster than light. But there's definitely
Divided by
a
7,
time
carry the 1.
dilation issue here.
Okay.
Uh,
But it's okay because while he's flying, he's learning all about Earth. Apparently.
Yeah.
Learning all about it so he can forget all about it.
Thank you.
Exactly. Yep. hmm
yeah, I guess Dad just kind of recorded this just in
Yeah,
case.
he's just taught because he
Yeah.
needs to know the theory of relativity while he's a baby. I
Also,
guess.
also from the chat, I love that people are like knitting or crocheting while they listen to this. Please, you do not have to watch this. Like you can listen to this. No, you can listen to it while you're cleaning your bathtub, while you're knitting. Like you don't have to feel like your eyes
Seriously,
need to be
your
honest.
phone
the whole
goes
time.
with you everywhere, and we're on your phone. So,
Yes,
yeah.
you don't have to be like this is not necessarily a visually stimulating podcast.
I recommend drinking heavily.
but not operating heavy machinery at the same time.
Yes, only if you're at home.
So Superman baby travels real far, learns everything to forget everything, and then he lands and he's just a little naked baby boy in a fiery pit.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That's right.
Lifting up cars.
Stands up.
I'm just saying. No, that was just him standing up naked.
Oh, true.
Oh, I like how the dad pulls the car over, gets out, and because he gets a flat,
Right.
and he somehow misses that giant gash in the earth the first time he gets out and looks.
My tire.
Looks around and he looks at his wife and he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Oh, look, giant brown gash in the earth with fire
And a baby.
and a baby." It's just kind of funny to me.
Don't worry, because he will not miss that because the camera holds on the burned field for about 20 years.
Right.
It's just like on it. That's one
Yeah.
of those pregnant pauses.
For sure.
That's an example of when a filmmaker would, they set up the camera and
Yes.
they say, okay, I want you to drive off, and we'll use that shot to make a cut that is appropriate for a film. Nope, we're just gonna
Yeah,
watch
we're,
the
we're
entire
leaving it here.
cut of film.
They're like,
here.
"We paid for the crane today. We're gonna show the
We're
whole
get-
goddamn
we're
shot in
getting
that
the
crane."
today.
We burned a whole field that could be used to
Yeah.
feed people.
And they
so
just
we're
leave
going
the
to just-
spaceship too,
Yeah.
which is like, I mean,
So I have that in my notes, but then you
Okay.
do see they pick it up eventually and put it under the barn.
okay.
Because I was in my notes. I'm like, "You just left the goddamn
Yeah.
spaceship?"
Yeah.
And what they wrapped him in was his cape.
They wrapped him in his cape. He's wrapped in
Oh,
his little
okay.
cape.
Oh,
And the S is not for super, it is their family crest.
right.
Wait a minute. His cape is his child blankie.
Yeah.
Superman is Linus.
Superman is Linus. I love
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
I love that you're embossing your books as you listen to us. That's awesome. Emboss like a boss. That's really cool. So in a blink of an eye, Superman grows up to be Clark Kent, and he's very polite. Oh my God,
No, he's polite.
he's polite.
He's
He's
very polite.
polite. He's very polite and sweet, and he has to like really kind of make himself small in Smallville
Yeah.
because he's an extraterrestrial with godlike powers, and that's just a little too much for day-to-day life. So his parents, they're just raising him the best they can.
In small town Kansas.
Yes.
Smallville.
Smallville. Sorry.
And Brad's a dick.
What was that line?
Bad taste, Brad.
Bad taste, bad Brad.
Bad taste, bad Brad. The children in tone. And I thought it was kind of think like when he does the thing where he races ahead of them.
Mm-hmm. By the way, in Superman 3, you get to
Yeah.
see Brad and Lana again.
Oh,
They come back.
that's
I remember that.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I appreciate that they're showing that he's like a kid and he wants to have fun and be a teen and show off his powers even just for himself. I mean, he spent 2 years alone in a baby pod, hurtling through space. Like, I thought that was I think it's kind of cute. Look at me giving out compliments to Superman.
Sure.
Good job.
Sure. But he races the train.
He does this.
And that was an effect.
And
That was an effect.
And little baby Lois Lane is on that train.
I kind of liked that.
Me
I thought
too.
that was a nice little
I thought it was
like,
cute.
Okay.
wink, wink to the future.
I mean, not to like jump too far ahead, but she accepts Superman very quickly as an adult. So maybe seeing that as a kid
Yes.
made her realize, all right,
There's stuff out there.
There's stuff out there. Probably why she became a reporter.
Mm-hmm.
Probably why she is attracted to the weird, bizarre, gritty, because she's looking for that
Something
that
extraordinary.
boy running as faster than a train.
She's seen something supernatural.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well acted scene with Ma Kent and son. I noted that must be after Dad dies.
Spoiler.
Some nice spoiler. There's some nice
Dad dies
nice
suddenly,
shot.
by the
Yeah,
way.
Dad dies very suddenly. And
Yeah.
That was the oh no that I was
Right.
referencing
Yeah.
earlier.
Yes.
God forbid we spent a little extra time on that, but apparently we
Right.
didn't
I
film
know.
any
Yeah.
extra.
Well,
To avoid the extra
Yeah.
time with going forward.
apparently we needed a green
Yes.
crystal calling him in the night.
What's funny is so Dad dies very suddenly.
Yep.
Yes.
They have a funeral at
Yep.
the Smallville cemetery.
Yep.
Very small cemetery,
Yep.
Nobody dies there. It's like Krypton.
apparently. And then he immediately is like, I'm out. See you later, Mom.
And it sounds like he's saying goodbye forever.
Yeah,
you know,
pretty much.
it's
I will
like,
not visit. I will not
Yeah,
call.
it's like thanks for raising me. Thanks for
Yeah.
plucking me naked off the side of the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
Deuces, bitch.
Dad's
Yeah.
dead. You're on your own.
Yeah.
See ya.
And it's funny because I was thinking that like who's gonna help her, and it's like, oh, the boy down the street, and I'm like, he's gonna help you run this farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he's gonna send her some money later on, but
Yeah.
like I don't know. It was just a weird like
It was.
see ya.
Yeah.
I guess I mean because he's being called to his greater higher
Yeah.
purpose.
Well, and he does. He
will-
disappears for 12 years.
Yep. And- but-
Okay, real question.
that's so
Does it
Lois can catch
say
up with him.
12 years
Yes.
later in the original film? I don't remember
don't-
that.
Yes, yes.
It
I have
does?
no idea.
Okay. See, I didn't
judges say
remember
yes.
that part.
But that's Lois catches up to him in age, but he's already, as we talked about, thousands of years older than her anyway. Yeah, we're back on Ice Planet Hoth. I think I saw a Wampa go by in the background.
Oh, and that was the other thing is like him walking to the North Pole in his same boots and same jacket.
Thank you.
But I swear to God,
Well-
we see every step of the way like that he's going there because it's just way too long.
Scott,
We
was it
don't
you
need
that pointed out why didn't he fly?
Yeah.
Because he couldn't fly yet. No, I didn't point that out.
I did. I'm like, why can't he fly?
No. He couldn't fly yet.
Why couldn't
Really?
he fly it?
He hadn't learned how to fly until after the
Okay,
12
well,
years.
wasn't he do a
He
speed
could
run?
Yeah,
run
speed
real
run.
fast. Now, that's a very good question.
Yeah, he did run. Yeah.
I don't think that he just slow walked all the entire way to
He
the
just
North
had to
Pole.
do like a slow walk at the end.
I think once
He's tired.
He's tired. It's cold.
That's why his boots weren't worn out.
Was he
or
cold? He's
anything.
Superman, though.
He also is not
Superman
like
feels
doesn't-
cold.
Okay, I can't believe I'm gonna over-explain this. I'm just imagining.
He's Scott's explaining Superman
It
to
was
us.
during the winter, so there was less sun, so he had less power available to him at that point, because he's powered by the yellow
He's
sun.
Right.
solar powered.
So the further he went north in the winter, the less sun he had, and so the less.
But isn't
fast
the
he could go.
ozone thinner up in the poles? So there'd be more.
They
rays
didn't.
getting
They
through?
didn't know that
They
yet.
didn't know
They didn't
that
know that
then.
yet in 1978.
They were just spraying
But also, it
Aquanet.
was the same in the Henry Cavill version where he can't fly either until he meets his dad in
Oh, okay.
in the Kryptonian
Dad?
ship.
Was that Russell?
Russell,
Crowe.
not Bran Crow.
Right.
And you know what this scene really reminded me of too is the old stop motion Rudolph. Was anybody else getting Rudolph? Yeah.
With Yukon Cornelius.
Yeah, and the Island of Misfit Toys just around
That'd be
the
awesome.
corner.
Wanted to see
Daughter
Fur Lives comes out.
Right.
Hey there, buddy.
I do have to say the Fortress of Solitude, which is an iconic name. Iconic.
My
It's
bedroom.
really it's really pretty.
Sure.
I think it looks nice.
Yeah, again,
It's giving
you know,
Elsa actually
Who
super
builds stairs like that?
they're
The stairs
very
are 5
awkward.
feet tall.
Elsa and Superman
I think he
have
was
a lot in
only going to
common.
use them once,
Yep.
though. You know, after a while, he was going to be able to just fly up them, and he wouldn't need to walk anymore.
Okay, that's true.
So he's going to be there for 12 years
Learning.
learning, and then we meet
Learning and then promptly forgetting again. So now we have to train him again in everything that he listened to in the pod. But he does. It's not like he becomes a nuclear scientist or anything.
True, which
Yeah,
I mean
he does pick up some journalism skills, I guess.
his dad was like, journalism is what you need to learn to get by in this economy. So is this the point where it follows the character, the Ned Beatty character for
Yeah. So we
75
finally
minutes?
see him in his suit, and he flies off,
Mm-hmm.
and then yes,
And then Ned.
Metropolis,
Yeah.
aka Nuevo York.
Yeah. So yeah, we follow him for a really long time, but he's one step ahead of the cops.
Yes.
Um,
And by the way, they used that one actor, right? That everyone probably recognized. There's the two different cops, and one of them was the actor. I think he was the chief in Lethal Weapon. I think he was their chief.
I don't know.
Richard Donner?
No, that wasn't Richard Donner. It was one of the cops.
Yeah, wasn't it?
I don't think so. I think it was an actor. I can't remember. I don't remember the actor's name now. But
I always thought that was Richard Donner.
oh,
Oh, maybe is that Richard Donner? Does anybody
I
know?
thought it was a different actor who played. There's the two. Anyway, but I'm gonna say I recognize the guy from other Richard Donner films. But they're
Maybe.
looking it up, so we'll
Yeah,
keep
just-
talking.
We'll keep talking.
Well, Caleb.
Margot
Scott.
Kidder, rest in peace, girl.
No, that's not Donner.
Not Richard Donner at
No.
all. Is it someone from the Donner Party? Maybe that's what you're getting confused.
No, I think I just always assumed that actor was Richard Donner for some reason. Like,
You just like to use
and
him.
he just give himself roles in his movies.
Ah.
I like your headcanon. I like your Richard Donner
But
fanfic.
I can admit when I'm wrong.
I'm just glad that I'm not the my whole life. I thought Richard Donner looked like this.
Allow me to
Yes.
have a Margot Kidder appreciation post for
Okay.
a moment. I love Lois Lane's character. I think she's great. I think she's badass. I think she's a girl's girl, a girl boss. I love her makeup. I love her outfits. She has some great outfits. I love that she's kind of funny and kind of wry and a little like, sarcastic and stuff. Yet holds a sense of childlike wonder. Yeah, she's great.
Terrible at spelling.
Terrible at spelling. Lois Lane, you're okay in my book. And
Xfinity 5-year price guarantee.
Really?
wow,
Get
ads.
5 years of the most reliable.
Jesus.
So Steve Kahn was the captain in Lethal Weapon.
Thank you, Doc.
So okay, so now we're actually getting to meet Lois Lane and Clark Kent and people working at the Daily Planet. Do you guys like Lois Lane? No.
Her character's fine. I don't know about Margot Kidder. I think is my thing.
Oh,
I don't know.
like them both.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair enough. I just
Yeah, I do.
I don't know. I don't know about Margot Kidder sits for me necessarily in that role.
I have to say I like her and I like her chemistry with
Clark.
Clark Kent, Christopher Reeves. He really is a treat in this movie. He's got a lot of great line readings that are really fun. There's one where he says, not really, no. I don't remember where he said that, but I wrote that down. Yeah, he's a treat. He's fun. He's real good. Good actor, that guy.
Yeah, he's okay. I don't know. There's something about this one where he's faking it, obviously, to be all dorky and out of it. But
Yeah, it's not his true self. It's like back in Smallville.
I understand, but he's like absent-mindedly walking into the woman's room, or, and I don't know. There's just something about him that I'm like, is it charming when he's faking it?
I think it's funny. I don't know if it's charming, but I think it's funny, and I like the way he plays it.
So
Okay.
the way that I take it is not that he's faking being Clark Kent. That is what he's like.
Oh,
he's a
he's-
little bit awkward. He's a little bit,
But Superman is
So-
really confident.
well, yeah, but okay. When you put on like a really, really good looking outfit
Every
and you're
day
in
of
a
my goddamn
situation
life.
where nobody knows you, and like you feel like you're not self-conscious anymore, because like you don't have to be self-conscious, and suddenly you become this really cool cat. What is this, the 70s? Yes. But you know what I'm saying?
That's
like,
us every day.
you ever been in a
So I don't- I
situation
can't
like
relate.
that where it's like you feel so more confident than you normally feel, and just like screw what anyone thinks about you, and suddenly like everything's going right for you, or you feel
So you're
like,
saying he puts
Screw
on
your
the Superman
past.
suit and he's confident and
Yeah.
Well, because I think that's like who he truly is that person. But like I said, he's got to fit in with us mere mortals, humans. He has to, I guess that's kind of how he sees us, is kind of doddering, kind of simple.
No, there's a whole speech about it in Kill Bill 2 where
It's true.
what's his face? Bill
Yes, Bill. Yeah.
Oh,
talks
Carradine,
about,
yeah.
how Superman, the Kryptonian suit he's wearing is his childhood blanket, and
Yeah.
and that's who he really is, and
Yeah.
he becomes this bumbling idiot, to be like us.
That's exactly what I'm
So
saying.
that's what I'm saying is, if he's
Yeah.
pretending to be like us, should he be walking into the women's bathroom
Well, I will say, maybe to his
or
credit,
inviting himself over for dates when
to his credit, he has been alone in the Fortress of Solitude for 12 years, and I think he's just
All right, you
Confused.
guys are okay with it. It's just me. Got it.
yeah. Yes, I think he's quite funny. I think people forget that Christopher Reeve was in comedies like Noises Off. Thank you very much, and he's quite funny in it. The guy mugging them looks very classy
no.
for a mugger. He looks like a nice businessman. Lois is a badass. I mean, she does kind of get, people shot at a little bit,
Yeah.
but at least she
Yeah,
tries.
just a little.
But at least she tries.
That's true. Don't forget, we also at this point have met Lex Luthor.
Not quite.
Really? I thought it was right after we followed freaking Ned Beatty for a couple hours.
Is it? I thought
We
it was.
meet them for the
oh,
first
oh,
time.
You
yes,
were
it is.
followed.
My notes are in different order. You're
Okay.
right. You're right.
Keep going then on yours.
Oh, no. Let's talk about Lex Luthor.
Okay. I was happy finally when Gene Hackman came into it, thinking like, okay, we get a little break in the action and get some fun. The bad guy's finally here, and I'm expecting fun things from him and his wig and
Wigs.
Miss, Taskmaster, the whole thing. So it was, it was good to see him finally get into it. Maybe it's this version. He seems a little more bent on killing people than I remember. Is it this version, or
He's
I just don't remember
bloodthirsty.
well enough?
He's bloodthirsty.
No, okay.
That he did whatever
Yeah.
he needed to get what he wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was pretty bloodthirsty.
I just felt like there was
Any
more.
means
Yeah, there was
necessary.
more like oh, 2 people got killed at the museum when the thing went missing, or this or that. I was like, I don't remember him being such a brute.
Yeah.
Lex Luthor. Pro-con.
I did not mind that part. Actually, I kind of liked it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it's just like degrees where this was so bad that now I'm kind of happy to see something a little different.
Stockholm syndrome.
Sure.
Well, this
Um,
brings me to my true review of the film, is that this second part, this last 2 hours is my favorite, because this is not a Superman film now.
No.
This is Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Film.
Okay.
Lex Luthor and Miss Tessmacher is why I show up to this film. I get a little sick of the Warren Beatty character, though I do like the three of them in general. I don't even remember his character's name. Otis, thank you. But I love the two of them. I love that they live in this absolute finery, but also in squalor. They are drag queens.
I love
The
their lair,
wigs,
by the way.
the fits, the makeup, the home decor, everything. Screaming drag queens, and I love it. And they're so funny and they're so camp. I agree that this is like the heart of the movie to me. This is why I was like, I remember watching this when I was younger, and I was like, yep, they're the fun part of this movie.
Yeah.
They're the fun part.
For sure.
The big cat eating sounds are also very funny.
The pit.
Oh, there's a scene with a helicopter.
Oh yeah.
Well, this is where Superman is introduced to the
Populous.
Metropolis.
Metropolis.
Yeah. So the Daily Planet has a flight crew that they
They have a
employ
helicopter.
on top of their building.
A lot of newspapers do, right?
Sure, I guess.
Or did.
It was a different time.
Yeah.
Anyway, a mishap. The helicopter starts to fall.
They didn't
People
say they
are
were
just-
good crew.
People are just walking down below. You know, their day has ended. Just a chill night. Gonna go home, get something to eat. There's a commotion up above. There's a helicopter hanging off the side. A door opens. A woman starts to fall out.
Dangling.
Is hanging by the radio cord, I guess.
Yes. Somebody could have brought.
Clark Kent leaves.
Yeah.
Looks up, sees what's happening. Can't find a phone booth.
Has to do a revolving door.
Yeah, that's where you change. It's in a phone booth.
Naturally.
A pimp compliments him on his on
does.
his wear. Nice
Yep.
outfit, man.
Yep.
Game recognizing game,
You know,
perhaps.
But he just flies up, grabs the girl. You get the iconic line, "I've got you. You've got me. Who's got you?"
It feels like.
But everyone is just suddenly just okay.
Yeah.
Like,
It feels
no
like
big
the
deal.
bystanders could have been doing more.
Never mind everybody else on that rooftop who's dead. Right? The pilot's dead.
Decapitated.
I guess, yeah.
The people around there are dead. Like, I'm so glad you saved Lois. But, like, you could have maybe sped things up a little
Oh,
bit.
Andy's got the helicopter in his other hand, right?
Right.
Yep.
Isn't that, forgot that part. And everyone's like, yay. I mean, they're just clapping.
Right.
They are not at all shocked by what they have
No.
just seen.
Not at all. Not at all.
It's true.
That reporter saying, I can't believe he caught her.
Yeah, so Superman gets real busy fighting crimes and righting wrongs.
We get a montage.
Well, I want to just say the point when he puts Lois Lane back on the roof is the half point of this film, which implies to me that this was the dramatic conclusion of the first night of Superman the movie, the TV.
I think you're right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
So how do we review the first film in this duology now?
Rubbish.
Pretty rough. Pretty
Yeah,
rough, right?
Pretty rough.
Pretty rough.
Yeah.
One of the individuals Superman saves is a precious cat baby. We love that.
And, gets a
And what
little girl
happens?
slapped.
A girl gets slapped by her mom in the
Yeah,
process.
which is so
For lying.
awkward and weird and has stuck with me my whole life since I've watched this film. And it's funny because it's like maybe he should have stuck around because he could have rescued her from that entire household. Maybe.
Well, this was the 70s. Slapping was allowed then.
That's true. He gremlins on the wing
Yeah,
of a plane.
he does.
Air Force One,
But
right?
again, you get the don't look, just fly.
Right.
It's okay.
I know, it's so cheesy. There's a lot of kind of one-liners and
So, like, those
quippies.
two guys get to look, and the other people on the other side are like, nope, not for you. Just fly.
Yeah, a lot of those quippy one-liner things really make me just groan. It's like, ugh, Jesus, awkward.
You know, I was alive enough back then and cognizant to, I don't know. It just is what it is, you know? It was what it was.
What?
So, good or bad.
I feel like Scott says I'm wrong because he said this concept existed earlier, but I feel like Dad is like very AI, right? Because it's like it's doing, and which is something you see in other sci-fi things. And I was like, was this like the first kind of sci-fi fantasy thing to do that? Kind of like, puts a whole consciousness, kind of like it can predict what he would say and how he would react and stuff. But Scott said other things did it earlier. But I don't know. I thought that was kind of cool. Like, I don't know, 1978. I thought it was pretty wild.
Didn't
Predicted
Logan's
AI.
Run have some sort of AI robot thingy that was controlling
Isaac
things?
Asimov.
I just don't remember
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
anyway, so sorry, Superman,
Sorry.
you don't get this point.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to mention that earlier too. I was going to call
It is like
Marlin
AI. Yeah.
Marlin AI.
Yeah.
No, you've been awfully silent over there. Did you fall asleep again?
No, yeah. I dozed for a while. No, you know what? This is just so much to get through. I'm figuring that the fewer of us talking takes less time.
No.
We can just keep powering through.
At one point, Lex Luthor wears a swim cap.
Yes, when
I
he
s-
is swimming, yes.
I said a wig for all occasions. I die when this man's on screen.
The when Superman meets Lois,
Mm-hmm.
when he flies into her home, into her balcony.
Or we're getting to the scene, the part,
I mean, we might as well, right? We can get there, I think.
the cringiest
Yes.
thing in cinematic history.
So I've got like, I got a few notes with, he's being particularly flirty with her.
And
Yes, he
again,
is.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, so the rest is just an act, and it's
It is an act, yes.
and it's weird.
This is who he is. He's a
I don't
little
know. I
creepy.
accept the act. I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
to tell you, man. I'm
All right.
He's
my
a
whole life,
little weird.
Clark Kent has been the dorky Clark Kent, and Superman is, like Scott said, he's got the fire outfit, so he feels good about himself.
Right.
He's a little something looking at people's purses and underwear. It's kind of weird. I think he has some funny lines.
I mean, she asked him to though.
She does, but I'm just making a joke that he's kind of creepy and weird because he has X-ray vision.
Yeah, he could be the ultimate.
Oh, and he throws out there, except around lead, which I'm like, lead, and like, and like he just throws out his weaknesses.
Right.
Put that in print, Lois. I never,
Not a very good strategic move by him.
I never drink when I fly. I thought that was cute. Her dress, gorgeous, wasted on this scene. And I think it's worth noting that he is 6'4" and weighs 225, just like the president. No, to them they look exactly the same build.
Same exact. So, what do we think of Lois's inner monologue while they're flying the
Do
entire
you think
time?
of me?
Those are song lyrics.
Yes, they are.
So so those are
She
lyrics.
was supposed to sing it too.
Yes, she was, and apparently it was so bad.
How can it be worse?
So bad.
Singing it.
It was apparently very, very bad.
Instead,
Interesting. I didn't
she
know that.
recites it as a
Yeah.
poem.
It said it's an inner monologue poem.
But if you
Oh,
realize
my
those words
God.
match up with the
Yeah, I do.
romance song.
I
Oh, yeah.
absolutely do. And
Yeah.
that's even weird. They would have just even wrote that as a song, though.
That said,
That's
the
weird.
lyrics were not written by John Williams, which I originally thought they were.
Well,
They're written by someone else.
John
to
Williams would
John
never.
Williams' score,
Huh.
Scott
which
actually
makes
found
it like less forgivable. Like if John Williams wrote the lyrics, be like, no, we have to put these in here somehow, right?
Mm.
God forbid you
I
do
don't know
like
that
a
he's much
Disney
of a
style, like
lyricist, though.
over the credits, you have Whitney Houston sing it or something. I don't know.
So I know now I want to hear her sing it too. So
ABBA.
when Scott was talking about this, I thought it was like, oh, it's like a song that's like lost to time. It's on the cutting room floor. Nay, he found it and pulled it right up and played it for us.
Yeah, someone else recorded it, and it charted even. But
This
I didn't-
cringy scene
Wow.
has just embedded itself on me since a child imprinted, and it is so secondhand embarrassment. This scene. It's so bad. It's so bad. And I kind of really realized for the first time that he's so strong, he can hold her up. Give me your hand with his fingers.
Yes.
Okay,
So
so
like he's that strong? Because look, it's us. Because
So, put your arm out.
Okay.
yeah,
There's a lot of things that are strong enough to hold me up by my arm. A building, for example. Am I strong enough to hold
Exactly.
myself up like that? He must have been spinning her with centrifugal force enough to like break her skull. You know what I mean? That's the only way that works.
Or they're flying down the entire time.
You know, they must have been going so fast that she's just being pulled away
She's
from
falling.
him
Right.
so hard.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I think even the most dyed-in-the-wool Superman fans would fast forward through this scene.
My least favorite part of the movie.
Even
No,
Michael's like,
least favorite.
no.
All right. I do like when it's the two of them, not like a background, filmed background, but when it's them on a practical set flying through a fluffy smokestack or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like the real stuff a little more with the flying in general, as maybe a lot of people do. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's a little more. It's just more fun when it's real
When it's-
stuff. But at the same time,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a painful. It's a little painful.
I think we just found our thumbnail.
Which is,
You and I flying through the air with the greatest of
I
ease.
think the three of us have to
Maybe we all need to fly.
fly.
Clark indicates that Lois was smoking a marijuana cigarette. Interesting.
Yes. Yep. You notice he sounds like kind of like a Jim Henson making a Muppet voice when he comes in. He's just like, "Hey, Lois." So, I don't know.
Well, you really notice it when he's like,
Right,
"Oh,
Lois.
I'm gonna tell her." You know, he like takes his glasses off and he's
Right.
like,
Yeah. Right.
"Lois,
Right.
That, I
Lois."
want that to be my text message sound as you saying that. Sounding like Frank Oz. And I can't.
But you're right, it does. Yeah.
It was kind of weird. It's like, whoa.
Go to dinner now. We must.
I think I disassociated for a while after that scene.
Disassociated? I sent a text message to Neil and Caleb and told on you and said, Sandra hasn't looked at the screen in an hour.
That's not true.
I told you I
clearly
fell
had.
asleep during the interview.
My pillows are all jacked up. No, and clearly, because you know why you thought that? Because I was deep in thought making notes.
You were talking to your sister.
Yes, because everybody got a little bored in the 3-hour movie.
Even your sister, who's a fan.
Yes, even my sister, who is a fan, was a little like, we could probably speed things up.
I wish I had someone to talk to during while
Right?
watching this, besides myself.
Besides myself. Your own fortress of
I was by
solitude.
myself too, man.
Yeah. You didn't want to subject other people to this.
I mean, I was in the living room, but once they come down, what do you want? Oh, I'm out of here.
There's a scene that I came back into consciousness because Lex Luthor is in it, and he has so many good lines in this one scene. It's almost like too much. He can't keep up. He calls Superman a ridiculous little freak, which, and then my favorite, Lord, you gave them eyes, but they do not see. How many times have we all felt like that in life?
Yes, quite a few.
As Scott pointed out, I'm jumping, I don't know, maybe ahead.
Good.
There's
Jump.
a warhead on a truck, but you can't see it because it has a little camouflage blanket over part of it.
Yeah,
So they can't tell what it is. It's just the front end and the back end of something.
right.
Apparently that's how Superman's cape works too. So it's its own little security blankie.
And it's guarded so well.
Lex
'Cause,
Luthor needs that warhead.
Yeah, you got to change those coordinates and
Yeah.
Okay.
land somewhere that they want it
He needs
to.
a warrior because he wants to create a whole new West Coast for himself.
Right. So he's going to buy up all the
So
land.
relatable.
Going to buy up all the land in Nevada and what's below Nevada,
Yeah.
Arizona. and-
Arizona. Of all the diabolical plans to come
Right.
up with.
He's
He
gonna-
just wants
He's
peace.
going to shoot a missile at the San Andreas Fault
Yes.
so that all of California and I guess Oregon and Washington fall into the sea,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then he will own all this brand new
Prime oceanfront real estate.
beachfront property.
Yep.
Very
Sure.
relatable. Very
Sure.
relatable.
I mean, he is the greatest mind in the world, so yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's ambitious, and it's you make yourself rich by. I would feel like you could just auction off or blackmail some country you're gonna bomb or something. You know what I mean, or whatever. Like I'm gonna nuke you with these missiles I stole, or you need to give me, blah, blah, $1 million.
Yeah.
$100 million or whatever. But
I just feel like there's a smarter way to do this than. But apparently, the United States Army is pretty fucking stupid with their missiles. So
They can get easily distracted by
you
a
know,
lady in a car accident.
maybe that was the best plan.
The Army and the Navy.
Yeah, oh yeah, the Army,
Yeah,
the Navy,
everyone.
no one can
Because
stop
missiles,
him.
you definitely open up
On
a
the
panel
yeah,
and
for sure.
code the coordinates in 4 different screens because that's how coordinates work somehow.
Why not?
Correct.
Why not?
hey, 1978, you never know.
They were like, no one will ever figure out
We had
coordinates.
nuclear weapons in 1978.
We
Neil.
did. But it's
Was
the
this a
method
nuclear weapon though?
to deliver
No,
them.
but
Okay.
but like
Nice one, Mike.
I was gonna say I missed that.
I don't think, but like nuclear weapons in a silo, you don't walk up to the giant missile and like open up a panel and go, okay, we're sending this to Korea. Close. Push the button and go.
Not how missile work.
You know, I mean,
I thought it was.
the missile is just the
Wait.
delivery device for
I'm
the
sorry,
nuclear
Korea.
warhead.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you're the first thing that came to mind. I apologize.
Yeah, no bombs, peace. There's a part where Superman Kool-Aid does the Kool-Aid man break through the wall.
Oh yeah.
But Lex is ready for him.
Thank you
And he
to
says it's
John, my
open, come in.
brother-in-law, for
Yes.
that one.
Yes, thank you, John, for that
that
one.
killed me.
But yeah, Lex has a great one-liner there. I feel so bad for Miss Tessmacher and her mom. But don't worry, Superman's on it.
Her mom in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But not until she has to save him first because he's currently got a necklace, a kryptonite necklace around him,
Yes.
and then thrown into the pool where he can't
Lex told him not to open that
get out.
box.
He did. The
It's a
lead
really-
line box.
It's a really crummy way to die.
However, Lex is very presumptuous that finding a chunk of their planet will be a downfall. Will
Strange
be
leap of
a,
logic
Genius.
that the radiation
Yes.
from that rock would
it was
be
like it was. He was like, we
would
need
be
to
his
find something.
kryptonite.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, I got it. It planet blew up. There's got to be a piece here somewhere on Earth. And I'm
Sure.
sure it's gonna be
6 galaxies away.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
So, and sure enough.
He's a genius, guys.
He is.
He keeps telling us.
And how does he find? He makes a phone call or something. I don't
Yeah.
remember, right?
He like Googles it.
He like
Look
dials.
it up at National
He
Geographic.
looks
Oh,
it up on
okay.
National
National Geographic, that's right.
Of course he does.
That's right.
How about all those little Girl Scouts that die by the Hollywood sign? That's too bad.
What's even more funny is when he spins the Earth the opposite direction, the sign goes back up.
Like,
Like it's
Yeah.
like, okay, we get it. You're turning back time, but are you also like semi and everything goes like going backwards?
yes, and he has
Okay.
he pulls a share.
He
Yeah,
does
turn back
turn
time.
back time.
Oh,
That's
And
a
like
jump
if
ahead,
he's
but-
able to turn back time, why turn it back as far as as he turned it back, right? Like let's stop the missile from hitting at all.
At all, yeah.
that's a good
right?
point.
Like but no, he has to be the hero by like damming up, the river and
But that
all of
happened
that.
after he turned back. Before he
Yeah.
turned back.
So I'm gonna make a statement on this. I
Please.
call bullshit to that whole theory that if you spin the Earth fast enough the other direction,
It
I'm pretty
reverses
sure it
time.
would just destroy itself, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like
Okay.
something would happen if
So-
our rotation suddenly changed.
You think it's not the time thing?
I think vertigo would kick in on everyone. It would
Yeah.
not be good.
Yeah, I don't.
1978, Neil.
I have a very strong feeling about this. That
Okay.
it's not that he is turning the Earth backwards, it's that he is going faster than the speed of light, therefore traveling through time. And so from his perspective, the Earth is turning backwards because time is moving backwards because the speed at which he is flying.
I fell asleep again.
Now mind you, all of this is ruined by the fact that he then starts flying in the opposite direction to get the world turning again.
Right.
So I recognize this is completely BS.
But we're also seeing,
But it's the only way that
No,
I
he
can
was
make
just
it make sense.
undizzying himself by flying the other direction.
Okay, perfect. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. You
And so
fixed
if he didn't,
it. Superman's
if he-
one greatest weakness.
if he flew
dizziness.
enough just to stop rotation completely, we would all just be frozen in our tracks.
Yes.
Or by Scott's theory, there is no reversal of time. It's just like with the
Yeah,
Earth.
I don't think time travel. If Marvel has shown us anything, time travel doesn't work like that anymore.
So this is a Marvel versus DC thing. Yeah. Can't be solved.
Yeah, it's another reality would be created,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
a branch would shoot off from the
You're right.
the OG timeline.
Our beautiful Golden Gate Bridge.
Thank you,
That's
Miss
too
Movie
bad.
Buff.
Sure.
Yes.
Lois and
Oh,
vehicles.
by the way,
Yeah.
one of my biggest fears is driving across that bridge during an earthquake and
Scott, too.
having to fall.
For
Scott,
sure.
too.
Now I know where that came from.
Also, clearly they got it wrong because the big earthquake did not collapse the Golden Gate Bridge; it collapsed the Bay Bridge.
That's
You're right.
true.
That's true.
And
Good point.
I love, you know what, Miss Movie Buff, you're right. Cher is the hero we needed all along.
Of course.
Have you ever seen Cher and Superman in the same room together? I think not.
Cher is from Krypton.
Actually,
Lois
makes a lot of
and-
sense.
Lois and vehicles is a bad combo, proven time and time again.
Yeah,
Yes.
but she's listening to Supertramp at one point.
Okay,
I
she
remember that.
She is.
Can
That's cool.
that buried alive scene,
It's brutal.
I think may have actually been the seed for my claustrophobia, and I mean
Oh,
that
wow.
Yeah.
legitimately.
It's pretty fucked up.
It's a really messed up scene.
Yeah.
And it's the first time I can remember, like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
that could happen to a
No,
person.
and I did say earlier this movie scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I said the earthquake scene, that is probably part of my phobia.
It's the only
Yeah.
sorry, it's the only
100%.
thing in this movie that does have any weight whatsoever
Mhm.
of like, you know,
Yeah.
of like, oh, that kind of sucks. Being like asphyxiated basically with no
Yeah.
all
Not
that
a
kind of
not
shit.
a cool
That
way
would
to
Look at your
die.
notes.
That'd be no good.
This is a good note. Marina Del Lex Springs.
Yes.
I
The
like
the
that.
names he was picking for his areas.
You diseased maniac.
Someone calls someone that at some point.
That's a good one.
You disease maniac.
Sometimes I like to look
I
at your
think-
notes, as you know.
He calls Superman that maybe?
I think he does. But yeah, it's pretty shocking that the heroine is actually dead. She straight up dies.
Or maybe he calls Ned Beatty that. I don't even remember now.
Lex calls Superman. No, Superman calls Lex that.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Superman calls
Superman
Lex that.
Lex a
He
diseased
disease
maniac.
maniac. I like it better now.
Oh my god, Doc Pretorius. You're the best. You are the goat. You are
New
the goat.
fear unlocked.
So as we know, he does the thing. Lois is not actually dead, saves a lot of people, but makes sure that also he saves Lois. I think it's really funny when she's doing her poses and there's no film on the camera. That's cute. Miss Tessmacher doesn't die.
She does
gets
not.
a second
She
chance.
gets saved. We didn't mention Jimmy at all in this thing yet,
Oh,
but
Jimmy's so boring.
he just kind of floats around and pops up in random
He sucks.
places.
Jimmy sucks.
We also
But-
didn't mention John Ratzenberger.
Yeah,
as,
John Ratzenberger, that's right.
The missile
The missile, yep,
technician.
yep.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah.
Jimmy's in this movie because he has to be. That's
Yeah.
literally the only thing.
Yeah.
I
It
think
was contractually.
You gotta have a Jimmy
required
Olsen.
that
like
you
he's an important character in Superman. He has to be
yeah,
in this.
and does nothing.
No, but the earthquake scene takes forever.
Yes.
It goes on, and I mean, it's every bit of it when the whole San Andreas fault is like falling down, and then Superman dives into it, and he's like
No.
going down, and he's going down, and then everything's happening and rumbling,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like we get it. We seriously get what's going on. You don't have to keep showing us this kind of stuff,
Right.
and it's I mean,
Painful.
and then
And the train thing, like,
right.
that wouldn't even work. You know,
That's
using your body as a rail, that doesn't work.
Didn't they use that on Mythbusters once?
That's an old thing,
yeah, this-
probably from the comic previously or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
I think
probably,
it is.
I
but
feel like it's an iconic part.
That's not how
It-
trains happen?
I believe it's actually in like the animated thing. I
Okay.
seem to remember that, but no, I
But they
believe
can update it.
Yeah,
you know,
I said
just
the
because
same
it's
thing,
in
like,
just because it's in the comic from the 30s doesn't mean it has to be in the new modern.
and look, it's a superhero film. We don't need to get like stuck on physics, but same thing with the flying Lois thing, right? Okay, cool. Superman is strong enough to hold up an entire tectonic plate. Great. Is the tectonic plate strong enough to hold itself together while being lifted up by a 6'4", 225-pound man?
Right.
I think not.
The train thing really struck me as particularly funny, and my brother-in-law introduced me to a new subreddit that is r/bitch I'm a train, and that is pretty funny if you want to go down that rabbit hole. Shout out Reddit, sponsor us. Lex Luthor is bald and beautiful.
I like how he just flies into prison and says, "Here, take care of them."
Yep.
And the warden's like,
Not how this works.
"Thanks, Superman."
He does say like hold them here until they can face trial
Yes.
or something. So
But again, that's not where you
That's not
drop
where you-
off prisoners, and that's not where prisoners await trial.
That's not how due process and things work.
Yeah.
Superman doesn't need no warrant.
No, the warrant. If you know, you know.
The warrant. Do I have more?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I had so John Williams, the score was nominated for an Academy Award.
Love that.
Should be.
He did not win though. He lost to Giorgio
Moroder.
Moroder for Midnight Express.
All right.
Now we know Giorgio because he co-wrote the song Electric Dreams from the movie Electric Dreams.
Oh.
And my only point for bringing this up is I will use any excuse to bring up Electric Dreams or the song Electric Dreams.
What was the movie that won?
Electric Dreams?
No, the.
Midnight Express.
I'm not familiar with that movie.
Drugs?
Oh.
You think about drugs? Or no, I'm thinking of a different
No,
one.
it isn't that.
Well, I
Midnight
don't do
Express. Isn't that
drugs.
De Niro
So I won't watch it.
and, or am I thinking of a different movie?
Midnight Run. Is that Midnight
I'm thinking
Run?
Midnight Run. Okay, I don't know what Midnight Express is.
I'm gonna look
Is
it
it
up.
about drugs? Someone in the chat. Doc knows.
Miss Movie Buff says that we should do another 3-hour movie, and we can
Buy it.
Buy it.
Buy it, girl. Midnight.
Laura still.
Midnight Express, 1978.
Billy Hayes, an American college student, is caught smuggling drugs
Yeah,
out of
drugs.
Turkey
That's
and
what I
thrown
thought.
into
There you go.
prison. Oh shit! It's like Locked Up Abroad, the movie.
Drugs. I thought it had a druggy thing going with it.
There you go.
Oh my gosh.
I
All
think I
right.
read Midnight Express and just assumed it was Midnight Run, even
Midnight
though that's,
Cowboy?
Charles Grodin.
even though that was the wrong year.
That's all right.
What else you guys got? Because I totally, Doc Pretorius knows. I totally was just done. Once Lex Luthor got thrown in prison, I was like, this movie sucks.
I mean, that was pretty much the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. That was the end.
Space Daddy says no, but Earth Daddy says I have a purpose, so he,
That's right.
goes against him and turns back time.
Space Daddy, Earth Daddy.
That wasn't like really clear, but I guess that's the theme. But again, we spend so little time with Jonathan Kent that it's just kind of wasted.
Right. Yes.
Stick with us, Skookum Mike. Stick with us.
We like Giorgio. We talk about him a lot now, Caleb and I, actually.
We do. He comes out a lot. I thank Neil every day that he introduced that movie to us.
In your daily prayers, and
do.
thank you to Neil.
I said,
Yeah.
and God, thank you for Neil introducing. Not just thank you for Neil, but also thank you for Neil for introducing.
God bless Neil
Giorgio
for his fine taste in cultural movies.
And God bless Giorgio Moroder.
I love that song. It's so good.
Did you know that Giorgio Moroder actually he produced Never Ending Story, the music, the song.
Never ending.
And he's the one that grabbed them all to come sing
Okay.
it. Hired him for that role, for that to be the
Interesting.
lead singer on that song.
Actually, if you just
So-
take out the lyrics and just listen to the music, that's that is very him.
Yeah. Never ending story. This is the never
Apparently,
ending
I really like him.
movie.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he's did so many good
yeah,
ones, man.
So many things.
Over the top. Flashdance, Top Gun.
So in regards to Superman the movie, the 3-hour-long TV version, if your favorite part of the original Superman film is Gene Hackman, if you think that Gene Hackman is the best part, go ahead and get this film and start at the 1 hour mark, and you will really enjoy this film.
You get more Gene Hackman, and it's a bang for your buck. Like I said, that's why I show up to this film.
I still like the opening credits.
I know.
We all have our favorite
Still my
parts.
favorite part.
Yeah.
Some of us like the opening credits, and then we want to be done. Then we want to go home.
So, which
But-
Superman theme is your favorite? There's 2 Superman themes in this film.
What?
There's the da 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 da.
Caleb looks murderous.
There's
and what
that.
else?
Sorry, I was
It's
thinking.
Superman. That one, you know. And then
Uh-huh.
there's the Superman March,
Which
the-
is
the other one.
Sing it.
I don't know what you're
uh,
talking about.
I don't know. I thought it was all.
I thought it was all the same. Nice one song.
No, there's.
I mean, I know it starts like dun 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 dun
No,
dun
that's still the
dun,
same.
and
That's
it
the same.
builds
That's
and
right.
it builds to dun
Yeah.
dun 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 dun.
So I get
dun,
that
dun,
one,
dun.
and then I get the "Do You Think of Me" stuck in my head, and I get mad when
I'm not crazy. There's another one.
I get
Does
mad.
anyone
when
know
I
what
hear that.
Scott's talking about? Because we got to move on.
I have the soundtrack.
Yeah, no.
It's 2 different listings for it.
There's
Alright.
two. There's the Superman March and there's the Superman theme.
And then there's a
And
Superman
and
April.
all three, and the romance theme, and all three are played during the opening credits.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they're
okay.
all played
I know that
together in one
the
montage.
romance one I know. Yes.
Yes, the romance
But
one I know.
there's the March, and then there's.
I'm gonna say the opening one, the first part.
They're both. The first part is not the one that I just hummed. The first one is the March.
Wait, who's on first? Who's on first?
We're so confused.
I don't know.
I
don't
thought
know.
you said.
dude.
I thought you
Who's
said
this guy? I don't
Spider.
know.
You're all right.
We're the Spider-Man meme right now.
All right, come on. Let's see.
I don't know. I really don't know what I like anymore.
Am I Superman?
Michael has ruined it for me forever.
Well, while
Broken.
Scott looks that up real quick, I'd like to
jeez.
give a shout out to Supergirl 1984.
Hell yeah.
Which is a movie I loved so much as a child.
As did
and
I.
I kind of Scott said, "Oh, why don't you pick it?" No, because I needed to just live in my nostalgia because I know.
I would
It's
not.
not.
love it with you just as much.
Yeah,
I,
like,
I
we're
would still
gonna
make
watch
fun of
that.
it for what it is, but I would
We
still
might
love
watch
it.
that, but not for review, just
Oh.
like for ourselves.
It'd be a good one actually, though.
Maybe I don't know because I don't want to ruin it.
I don't think
though.
Caleb would hate on it either. I don't think.
Well, I know, but
So,
I used to have such a crush on Helen Slater, so
I don't know. I don't want to ruin such a nice piece of nostalgia.
I know.
But anyway, I need time before we go back into the Superman verse. That's not going to happen anytime soon. But
I
Okay.
mean, yeah. I haven't seen The Legend of Billie Jean either, but I look at the stills
The
from that
stills
movie
of them on
and
the
I go
little
like,
raft.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. That's the
march
different.
or
There's
the theme.
That's the
That's
march.
the love theme.
That's
the love march.
I don't know.
The love April.
Day you love me.
May,
I'm not sure which
June.
one.
Summer solstice.
I guess I like the first one more. The opening credits one.
The beginning of the opening
He's saying
credits.
all three of them play in the opening credits. So.
Oh, well, the one with where
And I'm
Bill-
not.
Yeah, they're
I'm not
bills.
watching the movie again to figure it out.
proof. Anyway, I think it's a great soundtrack. John Williams, again, he's done a thing or two and he's really good at it. So if you want to buy a movie and make us watch it and talk about it and maybe provide a show and tell experience as well, that could be a reality for you.
It could. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna not play our game we have planned because we went
Oh god. Thank you.
we went super long.
This
So-
is the extended cut
Yeah,
of the
we
Cult
should.
Show.
We
This is a
should.
Snyder cut.
This will be on the DVD release for the the TV cut.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
make
I was
sure,
looking down
make
at
sure
that.
you look for our black and white cut too. It's the same
Right.
thing. It's just all in black and white.
Anyway, we have to thank obviously Mr. Reverend Michael B for selecting this film for us. Thank you, kind sir. We
Thank
appreciate
him,
it.
blame him. It depends who you ask.
No, it's good. It's fun. I got to watch something I've never seen before. So, and then coming up next, I was told it was my pick, right?
Yes.
And so I had to select something, and I think I'm gonna go with one of Caleb's favorite genres, Italian horror.
Oh no! I feel bad for Caleb now. 2 in a row. Oh no, I feel bad.
Burp-a-dur.
Um,
That's okay.
and I think I'm gonna go with the more brutal one, the City of the Living Dead,
Let's go.
aka the Gates of Hell.
Never seen it. I'm so ready. Always
This is
wanted to.
yeah, this is part of the trilogy, the House by the Cemetery trilogy. So this is I feel the most brutal of the three. It's got 2 iconic scenes in it from horror. If you're a horror type person,
What are the other 2?
the House by the Cemetery, I believe, and The Beyond.
I've seen The Beyond.
Okay, well there you go.
Okay, yeah, let's do
So you've
it.
seen one. So the Gates of Hell, aka
address.
Where I'm going
The
to
other
be
one I
in
said.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
City of the Living Dead. Yeah, these are available. They used to be on Shudder. I don't know if they're still there now, but
Okay.
hopefully
They're
they're-
findable.
they'll be somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're findable. They're out there. Okay, y'all, let's get the hell out of here.
Thank you, producer Scott. Thank you, Michael B, for the food and for buying this movie. Pod people of
peoples.
the future. Thanks for
Pod
listening.
peoples.
Miss Movie Buff Laura was in chat tonight. Mindy, Horror Movie Addict, Mark Vision Street, Skooka Mike, Dr. Torres, Army Beef, thanks for joining us. Turkey Lurkies, anyone that I've forgotten, I apologize, but we appreciate
Oh,
you.
look, we're stuck in a giant piece of glass.